back to another version of the TaxSlayer Gator Bowl President's message. I hope everybody's doing well and is safe at home. We're playing football now. The SEC, the ACC are underway. Big Ten will begin soon. So we thought we would start off this week by looking at the board and getting ready for the selection, which will take place on Sunday, the 20th of December, which is the day after the championship games. That's an exciting time around here, but normally we have a whole month to get ready for those teams to come into town. It's going to be a little quicker than that. We're still waiting on our kickoff time, but look for us to be sometime between the 29th and the 2nd, December 29th through January the 2nd. So we think we're going to get a good time slot, and we're excited about that. So if you look at the boards, over here we have currently the top 25. We will change that in late November to the CFP poll. We're excited about having that first poll come out. It's a while down the road, but you still start to get a feel for the teams that are really good and that kind of stuff. On the SEC side, we've come to realize that Georgia's pretty dang good. Alabama's pretty dang good. Florida's got a great offense. Tennessee, Kentucky, A&M, Ole Miss, they're all going to give you a run for their money, but right now it's kind of jumbled up a little bit, with clearly Alabama and Georgia being the cream of the crop right now as it appears. On the ACC side, I think North Carolina's pretty good. I think Miami's pretty good. We know Virginia Tech is fairly good. Clemson, once again, looks like the cream of the crop for the ACC. I think when you look at this board and when we start talking about teams that are available, let's don't forget this team down here, which is Notre Dame. That team looks pretty good, and that team is either going to play itself into a CFP game or might be available when it's our turn to put our teams and our matchups together. One of the things that I would caution you is that we're talking an awful lot about regionality, getting teams that are close to us. The conferences would like to do that. I think we would like to do that. So start thinking about teams that are drivable to come into Jacksonville and not teams that are not drivable. And there's a number of teams, especially in the ACC, that it would be a pretty expensive plane trip down. It looks like that right now the teams are going to come in here 2 nights before the game. They're not going to practice here. They will enjoy themselves with a welcome party, have a good time at their hotel, do a walkthrough the day before the game. And kind of, if you think about the schedule for an away game, that's probably what it's going to look like more than the traditional pageantry of a college bowl game. So that's where we are. That's what we're looking at. Just great to have college football back. And if I can figure out who the best teams are and who we might be looking at in our picture, as soon as I can, I'll start giving you some teams that you can start watching and contemplating an opportunity to play in our bowl game. There's a lot more information in this President's message. Please stay online and look at the rest of it and get a lot of important information that you can follow. And thank you very much for being with us another week.
We're in the final sprint of the Dreams Come True Walk, Run, Roll Virtual 5K that wraps up this Sunday, and there's still time to join our team and support this incredible organization. There's 2 ways you can join our team. One is by clicking the button below, registering for the race. You'll pay your $25 registration fee, and then you have until this Sunday to complete your 5K. That's walking, running, biking, any way you can complete it, 3.1 miles before, like I said, this Sunday. The other way, if you don't want to participate that way, is by also clicking the button below and simply making a monetary donation to support Dreams Come True and all that they do for these kids battling life-threatening illnesses throughout Northeast Florida and Southeast Georgia. 100% of the proceeds in your donation will go to support these kids. It's super easy. We're really excited to support an awesome organization, and like I said, it wraps up this Sunday. We're 77% of our fundraising goal complete, and we have until this Sunday to reach 100%. So please click the button below, sign up for the 5K, make a donation, do anything you can to support. Now I'm going to throw it back to Rick as he talks about the Florida-LSU changes since recording his President's message earlier in the week, and he also has a special challenge for you regarding Pick'em. Do you think that you could pick games better than Rick Catlett?
So earlier we filmed our President's message, and then the COVID breaks out at the University of Florida, and so we wanted to come back and talk a little bit about the Florida-LSU game this weekend being postponed because of COVID. That's exactly what we were worrying about. is you start getting these outbreaks at school and these games start getting delayed or canceled. Fortunately, there is an open week at the end of the season that I think you could put that Florida-LSU game back together. But if we're going to have a bowl game, we can't afford to have these kinds of things happen. So stay tuned, because the COVID's still out there, and players and people are getting sick. And does anybody really believe that Nick Saban is not going to be at that stadium with a headset on coaching that football game? Alabama's got it. Can Georgia keep from getting it? Can Texas A&M keep from getting it? It's going to be an outbreak constantly, and we just hope we get through it. Okay, so I was so enthralled with what ESPN does with guest speakers flying in on NetJets or whatever that is. So I want my own NetJet. I'm going to be the guest picker this week in the TaxSlayer Gator Bowl Pick'em contest, and that'll also allow us to talk about games. The question I'd have for you is, can you outpick me? And I doubt you can. So anybody that wants to participate and see if they can beat Rick Catlett in picking these games, you need to get on in there and get on our website. So here we go. Georgia, Alabama. I'm taking the points, and I'm taking Georgia. Some people said, well, you're doing that because Nick Saban's sick. No, Nick Saban will be there. I just like getting the points in Georgia. I think Georgia's the best team out there, both offensively and defensively. I think Alabama got exposed a little bit with the LSU game. I'm sorry, the Mississippi State Ole Miss game. I'll get the right team. See, I'm not doing this very good. Texas A&M versus Mississippi State. I got Mississippi State beating Texas A&M. I think they'll be a little full of themselves at A&M, and I think that Mississippi State has got something for them. Tennessee versus Kentucky. This is where Tennessee gets exposed. I think Kentucky's a pretty good football team. If Mark Stoops will stay out of the way, I think Kentucky wins that game. Auburn versus South Carolina. Boy, I'm pulling for South Carolina, but I think Auburn's got too much for them. Ole Miss, Arkansas. Arkansas can't score enough points to stay with Ole Miss. Duke, NC State. I really like NC State this year. I was told not to say anything bad about Duke, so I won't, but NC State over Duke. Pittsburgh versus Miami. This is really important in the ACC because I think they're both the next rung down after Clemson. So I'm going to go with Miami because I like their quarterback, but Pittsburgh is a pretty dang good football team. North Carolina versus Florida State. I'm not sure the scoreboard can count all the points that will be scored in that game by North Carolina, so I'm taking North Carolina over Florida State. Boston College, Virginia Tech, a pretty good matchup. Virginia Tech all the way. Virginia, Wake Forest. Do we really care? Okay, well then let's take Virginia over Wake Forest. I'm looking forward to seeing how many of you can outpick me. We'll probably have a prize for some of the people that outpick me. We don't know. Katie will have to make that decision, but I hope you have a great weekend of watching college football. Thank God we're getting to watch college football. Take care and have a nice day.